This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Sunset Trail, model number 253RB. Okay, so I'm just going to take you around the trailer and inside the trailer and show you some of the features and how they work. Okay, first of all, you've got power stabilizer jacks. So one switch controls both rear, and then up front there's another switch that controls both front. Of course, you don't lift the trailer with them, you're just taking the shake out of it, the wiggle out of it, get it nice and stable. And this particular kind, you can actually get a crank for it and crank it manually if it happens to fail, just so you know that that shaft with the pin through it on the other side is there. Okay. Now, this is your outside kitchen, of course. It has running water, a dorm refrigerator. This dorm refrigerator it doesn't have a switch. As soon as you plug the trailer in, it actually turns on. So as long as you're plugged in, it's running. Now this, let me see if I can reach it here. I might have to fight with it to get it out here. Oh boy. Okay, well let me see how I'm gonna do this here. There we go. Okay, so the griddle up there has a quick connect male fitting that plugs into this quick connect female fitting right here. So before you can use the griddle, you have to plug it in first. That plugs it into the propane system. So you're all set. While we're looking up, it has a power awning with LED strip. You have outside speakers. You have power and then signal out for if you want to put a TV out here. Of course, that's the furnace discharge. And this is the water heater. Now, this is empty right now because it's winterized. So this is the cap, the drain cap, and that's where it screws on right there. This takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket. So you should have one of those with an extension and a breaker. The switches to control this are inside the trailer. It works on gas and electric. So I'll show you that. But keep in mind, you make sure that there's, right now it's empty and bypass, the water heater I'm referring to. It's empty and it's got the bypass valves inside. So before you ever turn this on, especially the electric, you have to make sure there's water in the tank. So never turn it on when it's dry inside or you'll damage it. Okay. Of course, right now, like I said, it's empty because it's winterized. Okay. There's the switch for the front, of course. Then we have your hitch here. Now this is a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up your trailer. I told you that you could crank the stabilizers manually. This comes with a crank. You can see it's got a cylinder with a slot cut through it. And on the other side of the trailer, on the other side of the stabilizers, on the off-door side, it has a shaft with a pin through it that just fits on. So if you get into trouble, it can crank manually. Now this one here is for the power tongue jack in case it fails. You can get yourself out of trouble. So you would just pull this plug right here off the top of your tongue jack and you can crank it manually if you have to. Okay? Okay, so moving on. Like I stated, power tongue jack, 2 LP tanks, deep cycle marine battery, and this is a kill switch for the battery right here. If you ever want to, when you're putting in storage, for example, you can shut it off right there so it doesn't drain down as fast. Okay. This is a sprayer, obviously. This plugs into the spray port. That is a reducer to reduce it down to a regular 20 amp plug, so you could plug this in at home if you needed to. That's your dump hose. This is your city water fill right here. So that's the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just put the hose on there, turn it on, and you're all set. Now if you're going camping somewhere where there's not plumbing, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump it. So everything will work just like you have city water even if you don't. Also, one other thing, this is the black tank flush right here. So after you dump your black and gray tank, black being toilet water, gray being sink and shower water. You leave the black tank valve open, you hook the hose at the dump station onto here, and then you can flush out the tank. So it'll clean the tank out really well and clean off the sensors also, so you get a good accurate reading. That gate valve that you see right there, hopefully you can see it, that white one, that's to drain your fresh water tank, so you don't have to drive home with half a tank of water, for example. Okay, and these are your valves, and black valve, gray valve, and your hose hooks right on there. Always dump the black first and then dump the gray, because the gray water is cleaner water, so to speak. It just helps it clean out better. This is your power cord, 30 feet and 30 amp, and like I showed you, we have a little reducer that reduces it down for you. This is where your sprayer hooks up, and this is where your campground cable and satellite would hook up right there. This housing tells us it's pre-wired for a backup camera, so you can always add one. And while we're looking up here, the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days. People tend not to inspect the roof enough, so make sure you get up there, send somebody up there, and make sure there's no cracking or separation, nowhere for water to get in. Make sure that none of the attachments or the roofing material were damaged by low branches or road debris flipping up there or anything like that. Just give it a good inspection. If you see something, take care of it. Okay, your stairs fold out like so. Okay, so we'll go inside here. We'll run the slide room out. We've got 2 theater seats. So we'll come over to here, slide room out. This particular one, you're just going to hold it till it goes all the way out. It's not going to ratchet or anything, it's just going to stop. So just listen for it. It'll get a little stress on it, then you take your finger off the button. Right there. Okay, so lights right there. So this is your control panel. Okay, so all right, your power awning switch is right here. Never leave the awning out unattended, of course. Your water pump to turn it on right there. If you would turn it on to pump fresh water out of the tank if you're carrying water with you. You also use that pump to winterize the trailer. This is light your water heater on gas there. You can light it on electric there, or turn on electric there. Just make sure there's water in the tank, of course. Let me put this somewhere where they see to put it on. It's your battery for your smoke detector. And you have tank heaters in this one, so it'll extend your camping season, so that's where you turn that on. Battery is charged. Fresh water is empty. Only one black tank, so don't pay attention to black tank 2. Gray tank is empty. So basically, let me go back here. It graduates up in 1/3 increments, right? So you just once you get past 2/3, you're gonna have to start thinking about when you're gonna dump your black and gray tank. Okay. All right. Let me set this right here. Okay. So your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC compressor refrigerator. It's very simple. On and off, sets your temperature next to it, and then there's some economy modes next to it too. So that's very simple. This is your power converter right here. It's just a piece of plastic. So this converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in, this will be your AC side. You got circuit breakers like you see at home, and they're labeled. Okay. Then the power is converted to 12-volt DC on this side, and you have 12-volt fuses, and they're labeled. Okay. Now you can see there's 240s here. They don't have these here will light up if they happen to blow. These will not. But the 240s are master fuses. So if you have like a wild power surge or something, and your 12-volt side goes out, always look at these two here, because that's where the problem's almost always going to be. So you want to carry a few extra 40s, a few extra 15s, that sort of thing. Also, when you're plugged in, this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front. It'll always keep it charged up. Okay. Range hood, fan and light. Microwave works like any other microwave. Always keep your glass top down when you're traveling. So I'm not sure if the LP is on or off right now, so I'm just gonna, if it's not, I'll just talk you through it. But this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark it. You got 3 knobs and 3 burners. Then you have your oven right here. So let me see if we got any. Yeah, so we do. So there you go. It's that simple. When it comes to the oven, it's a little different. There's a pilot light at the bottom all the way to the back. I can probably make it spark so you can see it. Yep. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the oven knob. You go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot. You depress it and keep it depressed while you're lighting it. Then with the other hand, you're going to spark it till it lights. After it lights down here, you're still going to hold this for another 10 seconds or so. Then you put it to whatever temperature you want, and it cycles as an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use it. Just the oven. Alright, so let me see. This device here is your LP and carbon monoxide detector. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut off the gas, figure out what's going on, okay? Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low. So here we go. LP test is good. Carbon monoxide coming up. And here comes your low battery alarm. Back to green, okay? Like I said, if it's not green, get it serviced. It's very important. Shower works like any other shower. Sink works like any other sink. This is a GFCI here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so you would set it and reset it in here, of course. Toilet is an RV toilet, so you can't use it dry. The pink stuff you see is antifreeze. This is the flush pedal right here. So when you look down there, that's the black tank. Directly below, it's empty right now, of course. So let's say you're going camping. You pull into the campground and balance your trailer or stabilize your trailer. You hook up your power and your water. Then you would come in here and you would put 1 dose of chemical in the bowl, and you would stand on the pedal, and water will just swirl into the tank, right, along with the chemical. You just stand on it long enough to put about 1 gallon of water in there or so. Some people use more, it's up to you. But the main thing is you can't use it dry. If you do, the smell will be terrible, plus it can get clogged up, so you always want to start off with chemical and water in there. Alright. Of course, your tabletop drops down onto those cleats and you can turn it into a bed. Alright. Your TV comes with a remote. It's also have 2 speaker zones inside and outside the trailer. FM radio, you have Bluetooth so you can stream from your tablets or your phone or whatever you got. HDMI, and you can charge off of it. So it does all those things. You have, let's see, you have another TV hookup here and a backing plate to hang a TV bracket if you want to. Okay. Alright. And there's storage underneath the bed, of course. You got a dog station here. Sliding door. This is the emergency window. Always remember that you're just going to push it all the way through, and you would go all the way through with it. Then you grab a hold of this tab, pull the screen out, and you could exit in an emergency if you need to. Okay. I think that about covers it. Let me look around a bit. Of course, the thermostat works like any other thermostat. You're just going to hit the mode bar to light it up, and then you'll just cycle through. You can run the fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. You push it again, you can run the air conditioner. If it gives you an option to put the fan on auto, always choose that option. And the next one would be heat, which lights the furnace. So it's all very simple. I'm going to shut this here so I don't forget. Always travel with this latched. Okay. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. People generally don't do that enough. So you're just inspected just in case. Odds are you won't have to do anything, but you're just in case. So that's important. And like I stated, right now it is winterized, so the water heater is empty and bypassed. Okay, so you're set till spring. Okay, thank you very much.